We have lots of crazy conversations, but this time you're invited. You're listening to your favorite mother-daughter duo, the Crozier Girls.
The trash truck is outside as we speak. It is... what time is it, Mom? I don't know. After midnight, probably?
It's midnight. It's almost midnight.
Okay.
And the trash truck's there.
Yep. So, hello, good morning to the trash truck.
Well, listen, tomorrow's Saturday and you can sleep in.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure how much of what we did before is going to work, so we're just going to start over.
Take 3! Hey, remember when we went to Ljubljana? That was fun.
No,
I'm
okay.
not telling that story again. We're not doing that again. I'm not telling that for the third time. To our listeners, one of the days that my parents were here, we went to Ljubljana, Slovenia, and my parents drove across the border to Austria. They had a great time. They saw some weird, crazy stuff, like lost bunker stuff. And that's the story. There's nothing more to be told. So let's move on. Mama's dying right now. That's how funny I am.
I know. It's just how frustrating. This might be the last episode of the pod, people. This has gotten to where it's real frustrating.
Enjoyed it. This is our last episode. Thank you for listening. We love everyone who has been committed to listening to our lives.
Yeah, this is take 3, episode 4, take 3. And I hope y'all enjoyed that little start off there. That we are not going to tell the story of when we drove to Austria and left Rebekah in Ljubljana because we've already told the story twice. And so if you want to hear it, reach out to us personally and we will tell it to you.
Or we may not because we are tired of telling it. So even if you reach out personally, you may still not get the story.
It's true. So true. So true. We did want to say to our wonderful, loyal, faithful podcast listeners that we are very sorry for the sound issues in the last episode. My computer died, and so then we had to plug it in, which means we couldn't use the mic, which means it just was bad. So I know the quality was not what you have come to know and love from the Crozier Girls podcast. So we wanted to issue that formal apology to everyone who suffered through that terrible listening experience. Yeah, we're gonna. This could be a wild ride today. It could be a wild ride. I don't know why we are on take 3, but alas, here we are. And so I think where we left off was we were talking about the rest of mine and Dad's week when we were there with you, even though it seems like that's been a month ago.
Yeah, so true.
So we're not going to tell the story of us going to Ljubljana, but we can tell what we did on your birthday. We went to Pletvese Lakes National Park. Probably one of the most beautiful places any of us have ever been, although Dad gave it a 1B. He gave Cliffs of Kerry. He gave Cliffs of Kerry a 1A, and he gave Pletvese a 1B. Take
Right.
that for what it's worth. And then
Pretty high rating.
Yeah, and then for dinner we did something kind of fun.
We drove an extra 30 minutes from Plitvice to Bosnia, to a little town in Bosnia. It was quite an interesting time. Again, Dad wanted to check yet another country off his list.
Right, because he's competing with you, even though there's no competition, because you're about to blow past him.
Usually I'm really competitive, but I think I've realized that I don't care about this competition because I know I'm going to win. So
Yes.
anyways, okay, so we drove into Bosnia on my birthday, and I had some really good cake. It was Russian honey cake, and it was really delicious, and I'm still thinking about it, so...
But the most memorable part of our trip to Bosnia was when we were crossing the border from Croatia into Bosnia. And there were quite a few checkpoints we had to go through. And when we got to the last one, we pulled up and the lady started speaking in Croatian. I think what she was trying to say was, "You're good, go on." But of course we didn't understand Croatian. And so what did Dad say? I don't
I
speak
think he just
Croatian.
kind of, no, I think he just said English. Like, he kind of like forcefully yelled at her, like,
I don't think he
English.
said it forcefully.
He did.
Anyway.
Anyways, so then he's like, we speak English or whatever, and she laughs, and that is a laugh I will never forget. It
wasn't a giggle. It was not
No.
a giggle.
No,
It was like
it was like an evil, maniacal laughter. Like, this is the last time you'll be crossing any border until you cross the border into heaven, because you're not returning from Bosnia.
it was like this. I'm gonna try my best
Okay.
to emulate the Bosnian border control lady. It was like, bye. Literally
Yeah.
what she does. It was like the most maniacal laugh, and then she just stops and goes, bye.
Bye.
So funny. We could not get out of there fast enough. We were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And
It was so creepy.
it was so creepy. And we were literally just thinking, like, well, if this is the last known footage of us, at least we're going out laughing, right?
So true.
So true. So that was
She did not think we were going to return.
apparently.
We were a little nervous.
Bye.
If this isn't funny to you, like, you had to be there.
That's right. It won't be funny to you.
No.
But it was unbelievably funny to us.
Yeah.
It was so funny to us.
Yeah.
There were also some strange dogs in Bosnia, like really big dogs that laid in the middle of the road, despite the fact cars were coming right at them.
Cars just went around them. Like, oh yeah, no, we just
Dog
we just
in the
go
road.
around the dogs. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It reminds me of that book I used to read you guys, The Crack in the Track. And one of the lines was, "There's a toad in the road. We will have to unload."
I loved that book.
I know you did. Thomas the Train. Good old Thomas.
Oh, I was obsessed
He's
with
a
Thomas
faithful
the Train.
engine. Anyway. So anyway, that was your birthday. And then Friday we just went toured around Zagreb and just spent the day together. It was lovely. And then Saturday morning, Dad and I left, and that was that.
I miss you guys.
Well, we miss you too, but man, have you had like some stuff going on since we've been gone?
I feel like I haven't, but that's because I only tell you when things are happening. But most days I'm just like chilling and working. So
okay, well, we did have there were a couple of listener comments that I wanted to mention.
Okay.
About our last episode and our bathroom conversation.
Yes. I had lots of people commenting on that as well.
Listen, I think we need to maybe do a deeper dive into public bathrooms, honestly, because it really struck a chord.
It did. People are passionate about this topic. People were taking sides.
Yep.
Are you a Melanie or are you a Rebekah when it comes to the bathrooms?
It's true. And so the most recent comment I got was that this person said to me, "That's why I love to stop at Buc-ee's when we're on a road trip." She said, "I love it because you get a full door. The locks always work great. You can tell when you're looking for an open stall because it'll say occupied or unoccupied, like red or green. So super helpful," which I agree. A lot of the bathrooms in Europe are like that. It's a very underrated bathroom luxury, in my opinion. But this sweet friend was like, "That's why I love Buc-ee's." She said, "Now, there's literally nothing else in all of Buc-ee's that is European at all, but those bathrooms are great, and you don't have to pay for them." So I think she's a Melanie. She's pro Melanie on the bathroom front.
She is. She is. I think I only had one friend tell me that they were on my side.
Ooh.
With the, I would rather not pay, but like I'm okay with having bad bathrooms if it means I don't have to pay. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Hey, do you know how to do those little like survey boxes on an Instagram story? Maybe
Yeah,
we
I do. We should do one.
put that on our Instagram story.
We
You
should.
know, where people can click Melanie bathroom or Rebekah bathrooms and see what wins. That might be kind of fun, actually. So,
I'll do
anyway,
it after this.
I think it's funny that we've now spent a good portion of 2 pod episodes talking about bathrooms. So that just shows how important bathroom
Well,
usage is to females.
I was going to say, we're just girls, and we drink a lot of water, and we go to the bathroom a lot. So.
Right. We do drink a lot of water. However, I did not drink as much when I was there visiting you because I felt a little self-conscious carrying around my water bottle because they don't do that.
No one does that. Yeah. I've had to just get over that. I'm like, I don't care. Yep, you look at me and I have a water bottle and I'm clearly American, but I don't care because I need my water bottle with me.
Yeah.
Even now, my phone, as we're recording this, is propped up against my water bottle, which means that I can't access it at this moment, and I'm like a little stressed. I'm like, what if I get thirsty during the pod? That means I have to move my phone, and it's literally sitting here right in front of me, but I'm stressed about it.
Well, listen, I've got mine right here. I can gulp, gulp, gulp if I want to. The other thing about water bottles there that I actually really like is that when you buy a bottle of water or anything, a soda, anything, plastic bottle, and you unscrew the cap, it folds over, but it's held on by 2 plastic pieces to the lid. Like the lid doesn't come all the way off. And I think that is genius.
You're not at risk of losing your lid. It kind of bothers me, but I do think it's very practical. So
yeah, I love it. I think it's great. So good job, Europe. I love that. We did get a few comments. One of our very special friends commented and said, it sounds like Europe is doing, wait, what was it she said? Shoot, now I'm going to have to go look it up. Sounds like Europe is doing the phone thing a lot better than us, like phone usage. And I think it was coffee culture was her other thing. And I was like, yes, definitely.
Mhm.
So
I went to a pool the other day to swim laps, and there was a whole entire coffee shop in the upstairs part of the pool. Like you could go upstairs and kind of walk. It's an indoor pool and look out over the pool. There's a whole coffee shop up there with a coffee bar too. Like you drinks, coffee, whatever. Cute tables and chairs. I was like, this is literally an indoor sports complex, and we have a coffee shop. That's so crazy.
Sounds pretty perfect for you, honestly. Swim some laps, grab a coffee.
So true. The pool was weird, though. I have to talk about the pool.
Okay, so, you're going to talk about the pool, and then we need to get on to a special section that we're going to start doing of the podcast.
Okay.
So
I know what you're going to say.
And then we're going to move on to that.
Okay, so the pool, this is my first time going to the pool here to swim laps, and it was very nice. It was a very nice pool, very well kept and clean and everything.
Wait, time out. Can you hear that?
I hear Luna barking. Is that what you're talking about?
Besides that, Luna barking, but Dad's edging the driveway. Can you hear the lawn equipment? No. Hopefully it won't be too annoying. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I can't hear it. So.
Back to the pool.
Okay, yeah. So I walk in and the lady was really rude to me, but she didn't understand what I was asking for. And I was like, I literally just want to pay for the day to swim, whatever. So that was annoying.
Did she say, bye?
No, she was not that scared. She was rude. Anyway, so I walk in and basically to get to the pool, you have to go through a locker room. Okay, that's not too crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how to describe the locker rooms. There were 9 or 10 of them, and they were all in this long hallway, and there were little icons outside the doors to indicate this is a men's locker room, this is a women's locker room, and this is a child locker room. That was separate. But it was a little like cove that you walk through. Like I was very confused at first. Like I didn't even realize there were locker rooms. I was scared to open a door, like because I didn't. The signs indicating like male or female were not obvious. Like I had to go around a corner to like see like what it was, and then so you go through the locker room, and then you have to go through this like little. I don't even know what to call. Like there's like a little pool of water that you walk through, and then you're in the pool area. Like it's like a whole.
Because you had to clean your feet. You had to
Right,
get your feet cleaned
yes,
before you got
yes.
in the big pool.
Right, because I was just gonna walk. I just had brought like tennis shoes, and I was just gonna like bring all my stuff onto the pool deck, and then I was like, no, I can't. Like I can't walk through the water with my tennis shoes on, so I just put all my stuff in the locker room, which was totally fine. But I don't know, it was really weird. So the pool was designed really strangely. This is what was weird. I almost walked into a male locker room because I didn't realize what was going on at first. Like it was very confusing. So
they didn't look like the women's had a little skirt and the
no,
men's had pants.
it didn't look like that, and they didn't look like locker rooms. It was like it looks like it was like an office. Like I felt like I was about to walk into an office, and then like the showers were also like there were showers where the little foot thing was, and those were also male or female. And I did walk into a male shower, but like it wasn't like it was just you shower off after you swim, so like people were just like in their swimsuits, but it was just. But that was separate, even though no one was like. It was so weird. It was really interesting. So.
Okay, but you enjoyed it, right? It felt good to swim some laps.
Yes, it felt very good. So.
Awesome. How long did you swim?
I swam for a while, like over an hour probably, but. Yeah,
okay, so here's the new section of the Crozier Girls podcast, and I hope that we have at least one thing every week to talk about in this little segment, and it is the links that.
I can hear that. Yeah.
You hear the lawn equipment?
Yeah, I can hear the lawn equipment now.
For the love. Oh my goodness.
It's actually hilarious that he chooses this like 30-minute period to
he knows we're doing
right outside the window. Yeah,
right.
That's hilarious.
Right.
Okay, Dad.
What in the world? Okay, anyway, this is the new segment of the podcast that we're going to do is the links that Rebekah will go to make friends in Croatia. So,
here's the thing. I'm an introvert, but like I recognize when I am nervous to like put myself out there and meet friends. And so when I recognize that and I realize like, okay, I need to push myself, I'll do anything. I will literally do anything. I have no fear. So
okay, so Sunday after church you did something with a friend. What was that?
Yes, I had plans to go indoor rock climbing with a friend, which is not super crazy. Like I've done that before with friends. Rock climbing is really fun. I haven't done it in a while, so I wasn't like my upper body strength was not, really there. I was struggling a little bit, but it was really fun. But this friend that I went with, she's like insane. She literally competed in college for like bench press and deadlifting. Is that what it's called? That's the thing.
Deadlift.
Okay. Yeah, that's what she like competed in that in college. Like she's so strong. So after we'd like rock climb for a bit, whatever, it was like a whole rock climbing gym. So there was like workout equipment there too. She was like, "Do you want to do a workout set?" And I was like, sure, but I don't know how to use any workout equipment. Like I'm not a workout girly. If I'm gonna get my exercise in, it will be cardio. I will go swim laps. I'll go on a run or a walk. Like I don't know how to use any of that equipment. And she was like, "Oh, that's fine. Like I'll teach you." And I'm like, "Okay, like why not? Why not?" So, but again, she's like insane, and I can be a little prideful sometimes. And I was like, "Well, I want to at least like try to keep up with her." So she taught me how to bench press. I didn't even try to do as much as she was doing, but and she was very nice, like great coach. But then we did like a whole workout set, like workout things with equipment I'd never seen before, and like I woke up Monday morning so incredibly sore. But we had a great time.
Listen, that's good for you. It's good for you.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything correctly though, so I probably damaged some muscles. But at least I bonded with a girl. So
I tore my shoulder joint out of the socket, and my back is I can't stand up straight. But hey, I bonded, so it was worth it.
That's
I
what
like it.
matters.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, listen. Do you think you'll go back?
I mean, I would go rock climbing again, and I guess if she asked me if I wanted to work out again, like I guess I would, but I'm not gonna like go work out with her. Like
Right.
that's not my
Yeah.
thing. That's not something I enjoy. I don't really know how to do it. I need to be like shown everything. So it's not
Yeah.
really a great way for me to make friends, but I would go rock climbing again for sure because that's fun.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, so maybe you'll make friends at the pool. Maybe you are making a friend rock climbing. So that's good. Anything else in this fun segment of the links Rebekah will go to make friends in Croatia?
Okay, well, the other thing I did this week was I went to this. So there's like a band from a church that's located in Kansas City that's in town this week. Like their worship team is in town for a short-term trip, and they're partnering with one of the like student ministries that's like based here in Zagreb. So anyways, they were putting on a concert last night, and I went, even though the girl that had said that she was going to be there that I know like wasn't there, but I still went anyways. And it was like I was walking like 20 minutes in the cold, in the rain, and I was like, I had so many opportunities to turn around and come back because I was cold. It was wet, it was storming, like it was just awful conditions. I didn't know where I was going. The Christian concert was located in a nightclub. I didn't know how to get there. It was stressful. I had so many opportunities to turn back and be like, you know what, this is not the night. And I didn't. And I'm very proud of myself. So thank you. Thank you.
So proud. So proud that you went to a nightclub to hear a Christian concert. That's not something you hear very often or get to experience. So
Right.
well done. Well done, daughter. Well done.
It was like a cute nightclub. Like there was like windows, and it was on the second level of a building, and it was overlooking like the main square, which is really pretty at night. So it was kind of a cool vibe.
Yeah, you sent me a picture, and I was like, that doesn't look like any nightclub I've ever been in. So
What nightclubs have you been in, Mom?
Well, when I was younger, I went to a few nightclubs, but
I don't think I knew this about you. That's
like
so
there were
interesting.
chairs. I just thought that was weird. There were like chairs set up.
Yeah, it was like more of like a bar vibe setup. Like
Okay.
just like you can sit at a table with friends and yeah.
So there
that's
wasn't a
good point.
mosh pit, is what you're saying.
No. I mean, maybe they clear the tables and chairs sometimes for
Okay.
mosh
Got
pit
it.
vibes. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I'm proud of you for doing that. And, listen, it'll be fun for you to tell your children about someday, all these fun stories. Hey, maybe they can listen to the pod. That's a weird thought.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Speaking of this concert, I know that you told me they sang like Ed Sheeran and U2.
Okay, the ministries were calling it like evangelism concert. Come to this evangelism concert. And they did sing a lot of Christian songs, but they also sang at least 2 Ed Sheeran songs and several U2 songs. They had like a whole love song section, and I was like, I don't see how this is fitting into the like Christian evangelism concert thing. But they were sharing the gospel on stage, and they were sharing their stories, so good for them. They were doing a good job. But
okay. Well, listen, it reminded me of another comment we got from one of our listeners in regards to Ed Sheeran. She commented that sometimes, this was in commenting on our conversation about street performers, that sometimes Ed Sheeran will just go and like be a street performer. And so you never know.
That's true. I did know that. Also, where are you getting all these comments from listeners?
On Spotify, I get a little email that says you have new Spotify comments.
Oh.
And so that's where they are. You're welcome to go and read them. The one about Ed Sheeran, shout out to my cousin Amy, who is actually headed here right now to stay with us tonight for my other cousin Logan's daughter's graduation. So anyway, it was Amy that was saying that about Ed Sheeran. So
Oh,
I thought
that's
that was
funny.
so funny. Yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
Anyway, it's been kind of a crazy week around here, honestly. Just getting back in town, having to get all the things done, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's been a little bit crazy. Oh my goodness. We did find a 6 foot long snake skin in the basement.
This is the first time I'm hearing this story. That's crazy. I didn't know if I should like act surprised for our listeners or if I should be like, oh yeah. So,
Oh my gosh. Whew, man. I don't know. Take 3 is really something else. Golly. Anyway, we found a 6 foot long snake skin in the basement. And so you know what that means.
there's a snake on the loose. That's
Well,
what that
hopefully
means.
not. Hopefully the snake is back outside. What that means is that Mr. Bob had to come.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Our
Mr. Bob
favorite person.
Mr. Bob had to come, and I mean, he's kind of a legend, honestly, in our
Mm-hmm.
house and in some other people we know's house too. But Mr. Bob is our pest control guy, and he had to come, and he was like intense about it. Like, all hands on deck. Let's find this thing. Let's set traps. Let's fill in wherever. He was pulling insulation out of the ceiling and the part of the basement that's not finished. And anyway, so we have not
Wow.
seen any other signs. There's not been a snake in the trap. Thank the Lord. I cannot imagine what I would do if I walked down there and saw a snake on that trap. I'd probably lose my mind. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. So that's been kind of crazy. Today was Micah Baby's last day of 11th grade.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
buddy.
the other kids have exams next week, but he got to exempt 2, and then he has 1 dual enrollment, which he's already taken. And then anyway, so bottom line is he doesn't have any exams next week. So
Nice.
anyway,
Aw.
yeah.
Last day of 11th grade,
Last
last appointment with Dr. Fab.
Oh
Lots
yeah,
of
that's right.
things.
Our pod listeners didn't hear that either, but Micah, after 10 years, a decade of seeing his pediatric orthopedic, we went to his last appointment this week. And I feel like Dr. Fab was actually a little sad about it. So
Aw, he
he
loves
was
Micah.
he
Micah's
does
a
love Micah.
legend in their office.
It's true. Micah is a legend in their office. But anyway, so yeah, it was kind of a crazy, just busy week with all the things. But we have so many graduation parties this weekend. It is graduation season, and I'm here for it. I love it. I love all the graduation announcements hanging on my refrigerator. It's just so fun. So,
Oh, that's fun. I forgot about that. That's so exciting.
and it was Micah Baby's last day of 11th grade today. And guess what email I got yesterday from the school? Time to
Confidential gradebook
schedule.
report. Oh,
No, not a confidential gradebook report. Time to schedule your upcoming senior portrait session. I'm
oh,
like, can you let us get through the school year before you start with this craziness? But
Nelson Sanders. Good
Nelson
old Nelson
Sanders.
Sanders.
Yep, good old
Aw,
Nelson.
Mike is gonna look
So,
so cute in his picture.
well, anything else that we need to talk about on the pod this week?
I don't think so. Trying to think back to what we've already talked about several times, but I feel like we recapped a lot. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think we hit pretty much everything. We do have, this is kind of on a sad note, we do have a funeral to attend on Sunday for Mr. Mike. And it's had me all week thinking about like, what's your impact? What's your legacy? He was such a quiet behind the scenes person. Like he was never one to be out front on the stage. But when you think about how many years he faithfully taught that 5th grade boys Sunday school class and all the young men that are serving the Lord now because of his faithful service, it it's just been a good reminder this week. Like, the Lord knows the number of our days. We do not, and that we just have to live every day with purpose and intentionality, and just keeping in mind, like, what kind of impact are we having every day. So anyway,
That's good, man.
yeah, so that'll be Sunday. We went and visited with his wife and daughter this week, and it was just really sweet. But you know just so thankful for people who are willing to live faithful lives for the Lord, and how they've impacted me and Dad, and and our family. So
I know he had
anyway,
a big impact on McKinney, and I don't know if Micah was in his class. I
he
can't
had
remember.
McKinney and Micah both in his class. But Dad and I, we were only probably a year married, and him and his wife were our Sunday school teachers, and so they just poured into us as newlyweds, and we're just so grateful for their family. And it's sad, but he finished the race, and he did it well. So we do have that coming up on Sunday, and I know you'll be praying for the family. But anyway, so busy weekend, but just so thankful to be able to celebrate graduates and then celebrate a life well lived on Sunday. And anyway, see what next week brings.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, all right. Why don't we wrap up with our high points and our low points? I guess really we have almost 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Since we missed a whole week of episodes.
I guess my high point since the last time we did a podcast, so it's kind of been a while, so I feel like I have a lot to choose from. But I mean, I think my high point would just be probably my birthday and going to Plitvice, which we talked about on this take of the podcast. I honestly can't keep track. I literally don't remember. Okay,
I think we did. I think we touched on it a little bit, but we didn't give a lot of details.
Because we talked about Bosnia, and okay, we did. Well, anyways, it was just it was beautiful and like magical, and honestly, pictures and videos don't do it justice. So really, really cool experience.
Yeah, and Dad kept saying while we were there that it reminded him of like the descriptions of Rivendell in Lord of the Rings. And then you had a friend that actually told you,
that inspired Tolkien writing Rivendell. Like, he was inspired by Plitvice Lakes, which is so random. So I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I love that. It was really hard to describe, and it was stunning. What can we say?
Yeah.
So, Dad gives it a 1B. I think it might be 1A for me. So
yeah, I think it's 1A for me too. I don't, or just one,
Just one. Well, remember, he couldn't give it a 2.
Right.
So that's why he had to do 1A and 1B. So,
and I respect it.
Behind Cliffs of Kerry. Yeah. All right. Well, low point. Did you have a low point?
I guess just the end of y'all's trip and saying goodbye to you guys was definitely a low point. Everything since then has just been kind of mid. So nothing bad, but nothing like, wow, this was the best thing ever. So yeah.
When we left, did you feel, were you like pretty lonely for a couple of days?
Yeah, a little bit. I think especially the day like right after y'all left, I was more so sad and definitely feeling a little bit lonely, but I think sad. I think because I'd been looking forward to you guys coming for so long, and I always get really sad when things end. Like, I'm a big, I don't know, like I just look forward to things so much. So, sometimes I enjoy that more than the thing itself. And then when that thing ends, it's like so sad. And I know when I was a kid, I used to like get depressed when Christmas ended, So I think I just was like so
Christmas,
sad.
Any of that stuff. You would just be so surly for several days after. Well, you have so much fun stuff to look forward to. When you're going Memorial Day weekend to, where are you going?
To Austria. Well, Yeah, so I guess that's next weekend. That's crazy. But I'll go to Ljubljana for one night, and then from there drive to Salzburg to meet my friends, and
Okay.
then come back. So
Okay.
yeah,
Fine.
I'm
That
excited.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to watch The Sound of Music before I go.
Yes, definitely.
Rewatch it.
We
Rewatch it.
have a family, part of our family history involves The Sound of Music. Did you know this?
What do you mean?
Pop and Gaga went on a blind date, their first
Oh,
date.
yes, I did know that. I forgot that that was The Sound of Music.
Yes, and
Yes.
they were standing in line to buy the movie tickets, and your Pop at the time was very introverted, and your Gaga was, well, just like your Gaga is now. She hasn't changed much, and they were standing in the line, and the story goes that she starts singing "The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music" and spinning and throwing her arms around while they were standing in line, and Pop was mortified and determined in his heart right then and there he would never take this woman out again. And
Aw.
here we are,
Now they have like 16
almost 60
grandchildren
years.
and
Yep. Yep. But you know
oh,
why? The story behind that, too, is that Pop had an emergency appendectomy. And so Gaga's mom, my Mima, made brownies and made her take the brownies to him.
yes,
And
that's
so then
right.
he decided, well, she was so nice to bring me brownies, I better take her out again. And then the rest is history. So when you're
That's
there
awesome.
in some of the beautiful places where the Sound of Music was
Oh,
done, then you can think about Pop and Gaga.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, my high point is that right now we have a guest pod member in the house. Come on over. You can't walk in the room and then
Yeah,
think
who's in the room
you're not gonna be
distracting
on the
you?
pod. Right here. Say hello.
Hello. What's
McKinney,
up?
I forgot you were home.
I can't. Where's Rebecca? I can't hear her.
Oh, here. You gotta put these on.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
McKinney. For our podcast
Here, talk right
listeners,
there.
we've talked about Micah several times, but there is another brother in the house. Hello, McKinney. Welcome to the pod. You have to talk. They can't see your peace sign.
Oh, well then why is my face on the screen?
What do you mean?
They can't see that?
No.
No.
We don't use video.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, hi guys.
Do you have anything you want to say to our listeners?
Not really. No, I didn't think I was gonna be on here today, so I just came up here to see what the talking was.
High
But
point and low point?
my high point today was watching Fast and Furious 6. Great movie, highly recommend. In the action movie genre, I would rate that a solid 7 out of 10. So highly recommend that one. Not as good as the
Okay.
fifth, but it's a good follow up. And then my low point is watching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Not
You
as
just been watching
good.
movies all day?
Still, yeah, that's all I've been doing. Still a great movie, but not as good as Fast and Furious 6. So yeah, that's my high point, my low point.
Had an exciting day watching Fast
Yeah,
and Furious.
I know.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing. We appreciate your insight
Of
into these
course,
movies.
no problem. If you ever need any more movie reviewing, I'm the guy to talk to. So
Okay, well,
let me
hey,
know.
maybe we'll have him on to talk about the Mission Impossibles because he has also watched every single Mission Impossible over the last, 2 days?
No, it's been like a week, but
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm ready for the new movie coming out. I'm hyped. So
Well, I guess you
Mission
just got out of
Impossible:
school,
Dead Reckoning
so
Part
that's
2.
why you're watching movies.
Yeah.
Have you not had to work?
No, my shoulder's been dislocated or
Oh,
whatever.
that-
Well, next week I'll be working, so I'm getting all my movies in this week. But yeah, Mission Impossible number 8 or 7 coming out this summer. Go watch it.
I'm so excited. I can hardly wait. I've been
They have
counting down
movie
the
theaters
days.
in Croatia. I feel like that's
Yes.
something they wouldn't have in Croatia.
Yes, they have movie theaters in Croatia, McKinney, but I have not seen a single Mission Impossible, so I probably will not be seeing
You'd
it.
like them.
But
You'd like it. There's romance in it.
oh,
He
because I'm a
marries this.
girl. I'm a girl, and all I care about is romance. Wow.
It's any girl I've ever met. He
All?
falls
Do
in
you know
love
me at
with
all,
this
McKinney?
girl, and then his enemy takes her captive to get what he wants. So he has to break up with her because it's the only right thing to do so that she stays safe.
Get off the podcast.
Super
Go
dramatic.
leave. That's not anything I
All
care
right.
about watching.
Well, I think you'd like it. So,
Okay.
all
Well,
right.
thank you for the recommendation.
MC signing off.
Love you. Bye.
You need a better space.
Okay. Well, that was a delight.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Can't wait to edit that whole situation. So it's gonna be
I hope our listeners enjoyed a boy's perspective. For once, we're not going to make a habit of including those on this podcast because this is a mother-daughter podcast, and all of our listeners are female, and they don't want to listen to that.
All of our listeners are not female. There are
Oh.
quite a few males that listen, so they
Right,
might
like
appreciate
my grandfathers and my dad.
and your
That's
dad.
it.
Yeah, and maybe your brothers. Actually, McKinney says he doesn't listen, but Caroline does and keeps him up to speed on all of the things. So
We appreciate you,
anyway,
Caroline.
okay, well, we've been on long enough. We don't want to keep our pod listeners any longer. McKinney did a high point and low point for me, so
Are those your high points and low points too,
no,
Mom?
they're
Do you
not
share them?
mine. I think my high point is probably not the dog barking, that's for sure. My high point would probably be I just had a really great lunch with a friend yesterday, and it was just fun to take that intentional time to just meet with her and talk about things in life. And then last night I walked down to our sweet friends down the street and took her some olive oil that I had bought in the Istrian Peninsula for her. And we also just had a fun visit. I just love when I have time to just visit with my friends. I think it's great. So that would be my high point.
Yay.
If you're
That's
one of
good.
my friends and you want to get coffee or lunch and you're local, let me know because I love doing that. And then my low point would definitely just be the loss of our friend this week. So, you know, and the blower out the window getting louder and louder.
It
So
really is. Yeah.
it's getting loud. Well, all right. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate you hanging with us and through all the technological issues and the terrible sound last episode. And yeah,
Thanks for listening.
have a great week.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Bye. Love you.